On my way to meet up with my pal Dakota. We're on our way to what we call in the real estate world door knocking. So there's a lot of people going through foreclosure, a lot of folks having to deal with that situation, which is a very hard situation, that people go through. So we're gonna go out and see how we can bring value to these people, how we can help them out, explain to them the options available for them so they can actually keep their house. So let's see what this afternoon brings. What's up, my man?
I'm a little late. I thought it was just one air or one tire needs air, and then it come out to be like all four.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
My light was on for like a day or two, and I was just like, I need to go put air in there real quick.
Gotcha. All right, everybody. I just hooked up here with my guy, Dakota. So we're out here trying to help these people navigate this situation they're in with foreclosure. And so we're just going to be knocking on some doors today, just approaching people, to regular people, talking to folks, see how we can help them, how they can actually keep their house.
Exactly what we're doing. It's what I love to do. I honestly, truly come to the door and tell people, hey man, I'm just here to give you a few options to help you keep you in your home. And
the destination is on the left.
Fishy as it sounds, and weird as it sounds, though, we might have somebody here. Oh, hey, okay, come on. Lady, think I'm weird. But as fishy and weird as it sounds, man, it's just like, it's just a feeling. You got to bring that energy to the door, because if you bring something else, like you're salivating, just want a deal, they're going to feel that. They're going to know that. But, nah, man, like anybody out here that's true to the Memphis area, we all need some help. We all need something out here. So,
yeah, and that's what I think, it's key to actually, come to these people caring, you actually care for them. You actually want to help them out before anything else, before any interest, at hand. It's like, really, what can you do for this person? How can we help them out? So I think that's the key, right, Dakota?
definitely. So a few options that we like to lean on are sorry about that, not a great multitasker, is a loan modification. And simply what it is, man, is whatever you owe, they put on the back end of the loan. It refinances your structure of your loan. So you'll get a new payment, you'll get a new interest, all that good stuff. Keeps you in your house. It's one of the good ways we do, but there are certain qualifications. Now, this is the big difference. You got to have the conversation with these people. Everyone's like, oh, do a loan mine, but I ain't got no job.
That's not going to work.
Yep, you got to show.
Yep.
So.
And guys, you won't see us going up to like the actual doors with these people. We got to keep in mind that these people are going through a very hard situation. A lot of the time, it's going to be very hard, to go up there, with a camera and stuff, because they're already in this situation where they might be embarrassed, they might be, just going through a very tough time. So we apologize, for that, not showing you that part of the approach, that we're trying to help people out. But we got to be, empathetic to these people that are going through a very hard situation.
One big thing is, you could tell, is like this house isn't abandoned, but a lot of abandoned homes are. You'll see leaves all over the front porch. I heard a dog inside, so I know for a fact that
somebody's actually staying in here.
Right. So one thing I change up is I put some different things on my notes. So I put, hey, it's Jack, here to help. And then I put a number, and then and I'll explain the reasoning behind it. Anyway, I'll explain the reason behind it is that I've gotten a couple of calls back. Okay, it's not a side door. Okay. I've gotten a couple of calls back where the person's just mad. So when I started doing this, they'll call a little upset, but they're not that upset because they're not calling the person that actually came to their house.
Exactly.
So they'll be like, hey, look, they'll sound very aggressive or whatever. Like, hey, look, I don't appreciate y'all being there. Don't knock on my door, all that good stuff. Things like that, in which it's perfectly fine, but it kind of, it makes them less angry, so it gives you an actual better chance to de-escalate. No, sorry about that, scam gas.
Hey, we're doing real world stuff, man. It's you know, it's an everyday here at the office thing, you know. So we're gonna run into all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah. Sorry, this is the life though.
True.
So this person, it's, let's see, the beginning of the new year on the 25th. So they still got plenty of time. It's not a huge thing for them right now. So generally when you deal with people with pre-foreclosures, the best time to really approach them is either in the beginning or the end. And if you're trying to get a deal and trying to help them, the beginning time, they might be the type of person that's like, oh man, I know I can't pay for this. They actually know what reality is. And at the end of it is, it's like they've tried anything and everything, and they just came to the acceptance like, I can't get out of this. I either go down with my ship or I, at least walk out with a little bit of money in my pocket. And and it sucks when that happens. I've seen families end up losing their house just because they thought they had it, and that's a terrible feeling. And I don't like the fact of approaching people that way and coming to find out, hey, if they just listen, maybe we can help somebody. Maybe we can actually keep this kid in this home that he grew up in, just things like that. That's one of my big motivations for this type of deal. So literally just last week, the day before Thanksgiving,
head north on Whitewater Road toward Parkside Avenue.
I literally am out knocking doors day before Thanksgiving. Didn't get a single hit, didn't have a single conversation. The last door I go to knock, it's actually in my home area. I talked to a lady, and it was a little weird at first because she was kind of wondering who I am. And I just told her straight up, hey, my name's Dakota. I'm here to help you, give you some options, try to keep you in your home. And she said, well, I got that, but what are you? I'm like, well,
turn right onto Bluff Road.
I didn't lie to her. Like, I straight up said, hey, I'm actually I'm a real estate investor. But in all honesty, I do want to see you stay in your home. So she just kind of broke down crying, talking about her, how her mother died 2 years ago, and she has been mourning since then.
Wow.
She has not paid the bills for about a year. She has not gotten a job. So talking to her more, find out she has a daughter that actually met Gordon Ramsay, had a picture to prove it and everything, and is living up there in Miami. And telling her, I was like, well, why not just ask your daughter for some money? And her response was, well, I don't want to bother
her. Yeah.
It's like she's living life. It's like, well, you're the mom. Like, everybody needs help. That's why we out here. That's why I'm here. And what made the situation even more crazier was that she was talking about this neighbor across the street that could apparently seemed like he had a little bit of money or something like that. And he was like saying, well, maybe he could buy the house and I rent it to get an option to own. I'm like, do you know this guy that well? I was like, kinda. It's like, no, go talk to your daughter.
Yeah.
So we are going to follow up with her later on. I think sometime, let's see, it was the day before Thanksgiving, yeah. So sometime this week to see where she is with that. And her only option really is actually to sell.
So yeah, I guess that's pretty much, you know, the last option for a lot of these folks, you know, where they really can't, you know, catch up with whatever's in arrears. Mm-hmm. Now keep in mind that a lot of the times it's not only now the mortgage payments, you know, that they're behind on. Now there's attorneys involved. Now you actually have fees for attorneys, which could, you know, rake up about how much, Dakota? $2,500, sometimes $5,000, you know, just for the attorney's fees. So let's say somebody is $5,000 behind. So now it's not only paying that $5,000, you know, to bring your mortgage, you know, up to par, but now you have those attorney's fees. So if you couldn't pay that $5,000, now imagine having to pay $7,000, $8,000, $10,000, you know, now. So it becomes pretty hard, you know, for these folks. So a lot of the times, you know, the last option is selling the home, you know, and it's not, you know, the worst option, because a lot of the times, you know, you can actually come in here, buy the home from there, and they can save their credit, you know, because they won't go through the foreclosure, and they can actually walk, you know, with some cash out of this, you know, situation, to whether if they lose their home to the bank, it's like they lose pretty much all around. So yeah, guys, please excuse like the camera angle. Like I said, I don't wanna you know, come in here and record people and stuff. It's a nice day, man.
Oh yeah, it is. Beautiful day. Hey Pooch. Hi, how you doing? Hey, I'm Dakota. I'm sorry to come by and bother you. Looks like there's something going on right here. Like something up with your mortgage company.
Taking care of that, thanks.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay. I'm sorry to what?
Just paying it off.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, take care now. Bye. Yeah. So in that situation, she really just didn't want to even talk.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the first conversation's usually a little rough for me anyway. You know, you got to warm back up, stuff like that. That's okay though. So in a situation like that, I kept my back to the door, and I'm also a 90-degree side. But if she wanted to, she could look on the camera and say, "Oh, it's a person." I'm a rather bigger person, so I have to really try hard to break down that wall.
Kind of have people from not, you know, feeling threatened or anything like that.
Yeah. So I got a couple of new doors to check out, and then I got a couple of ones that are coming up on their auction day on the 30th, which is, what's that, is it the 28th? Yeah, today's the 28th. So, I even got a voicemail. Anyway, so, and I knock multiple doors all the time, because maybe you don't get a hold of them. Maybe you did have the conversation and they're just not ready to talk about it.
Yeah, because keep in mind that there's a lot of things that can change during this situation. Sometimes you might approach a person, like Dakota said, you know, they're not ready to talk. They feel overwhelmed with the situation. But during the course of the time, you know, that's going on with the pre-foreclosure process, something might change. You know, they might have a change and wanting to listen and wanting to, explore options out there that they're not aware of. And so, yeah, that's what Dakota was saying here, that sometimes we go out there and knock a couple of times on the same door,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I've had people upset with me. I've had people yell at me. I got threatened with a gun one time.
Woo.
That was a... Now, it's not like what you think, like, oh, pull the gun out. No. It was simply actually walked up on the dude, had a good conversation with him, and he's like, hey, man, I'm going to bring the statement out to show you how far I'm behind. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, he goes in, then he comes back out with this, like, sawed-off shotgun, like one of them old shotguns, like you had to click it like that type of deal. And me, maybe I'm slightly stupid. I don't know. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I said, oh, man, that's really cool. It looks like one of those Wild West ones. And he just kind of, like, looked at the gun. He's like, huh. Like, sticks underneath the table. He's like, this dude ain't.
He's like, yeah, okay, it's got to,
Yeah,
he doesn't care about it,
Yeah, like, I'm like, yeah, that's cool, man. So, talking to this guy, man, like I said, we had a good conversation, but the major problem was he kept saying his dad is depressed about his mom dying. And I'm like, okay, cool, man. I was like, well, could we possibly talk to your dad or anything like that? Because his dad owns the mortgage, owns the deed to the home. So realistically, he's not the person I really need to be talking to. So he kept on like, nah, man, like he's asleep, whatever. He just kept making excuse after excuse. Like, all right, cool. So now my mind goes, like, I asked him straight up, I was like, is your dad actually dead, man? Wouldn't answer. So I got a number, told him I'd follow up with him, called the number, bogus number. So towards the end of that conversation, he was really thinking about, like, actually selling it. I'm like, yeah, man, we can actually help you out if that's what you really want to do. But the thing is, like, if your dad's not involved, we can't really do nothing about it. But he would never tell him if his dad is dead or alive. You can't assume things like that.
Yeah, he was just kind of like avoiding the question.
So, and if he wanted to sell, it's okay. We can actually work around that. He has to do a little bit of extra legwork for it. Sign a affidavit of heirship and go through a process. But we can stop the foreclosure, all that good stuff. Let's see. Oh, now this one's a bit of a weird. This is gonna be a weird one. I've talked to the lady there, and so this is gonna be kind of an oddball one. I can already feel it. I'm sure the question of how do you come up with these names and these places like this pops up. Honestly, this stuff is all public knowledge.
Public notice.
Yep.
Newspapers. Data clerk.
Yeah, you can literally
go online.
Look this up. Yeah. Yeah, there is one thing though that I strongly do not mess with. Like, if I end up talking to the kids, I'm like, hey, look, here's my number. Tell your parents that, if they're not there, the parents aren't there. I'm like, hey, look, just give them this number, tell them it's important.
Yeah, I've done that before also, where, the parents aren't there, knock on the door, the kid shows up, and, just say, hey, just give this number to your parents, let them know, that something's going on, and we're just here to see how we can help. Oh, okay, most of the time, I'll give it to my parents.
Yeah.
Because, you don't want to, tell the kids whatever's going on, with a house, that it's, they're in foreclosure and stuff. A lot of the times, just like the kids might not know, and the parents, don't want to tell them and stuff. So we got to be really watchful for things like that.
I got a story for you about that one too. So I knocked the door. Woman comes out with a baby. She's rather young, but I showed him. I said, "Hey, are you?" Let's just say her name is like Tamika or something like that. So I showed Tamika. I was like, "Hey, are you Tamika by any chance?" And she goes, "Yeah, that's me." And I gave her the rundown about what's going on, what's happening, and come to find out, her name is Tamika also, but her mom was also Tamika.
Mm.
So why they have the same name, I don't know. So I'm like,
So you were thinking, was the owner of the house and stuff when it was the daughter.
Right,
Oh.
right. And so, I'm like, oh, crap. Well, all right, well, already in the water. I might as well just keep swimming. So I said, okay, well, here, just tell your mom, call me. Like, she was an older lady. She had a kid and everything. It was actually her child and everything like that. It wasn't some teenager,
Teenager,
or anything like
yeah.
that. This was a woman in her 20s, maybe 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a call from the mom. Mom is pissed. Can't be telling my babies, yada, yada. I was like, I fully understand. I do apologize.
Honest mistake.
And she reamed me with that, like, throughout the whole conversation. But I was like, in my defense, she said she was the owner of the house. She didn't want to hear that, but so I was like, all right, well, here's some info, yada, yada. I can help you, yada, yada. Kept going back to shouldn't have told my kids. And I eventually had to kind of get rude with her. And I said, look, I'm here to help you save your home. Do you want help, yes or no? Because if you want to keep getting mad about your kid finding out, which I apologize profusely, I don't want kids to know that's against my code. It was an honest mistake.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to keep arguing. Like, all right, look, so if you need help, give me a call.
Bang, that's it. Yep. Yeah, you can't do much there.
Yep. So, all right, let's see if we can't have a good conversation. Hey, that's Sal. Don't worry about it.
Hey there, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing today?
Good.
I've actually came by before. Remember I left that piece of paper on the door? You were working last time. Right?
Yeah, I'm in here doing the same
You still
thing.
doing
now.
the same?
Yeah.
Good grief, working like crazy.
Yes.
So, I mean, did you actually read that paper? Or?
I don't know if I did or not. It's probably in my junk mail.
Okay.
Over here on my little thing.
I got you. Well, my name's Dakota. What's your name, man?
Well, he used to stay here. That's my ex-husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's no longer here.
Okay, so, I know he's your ex and everything, though, but there's like a foreclosure going on. Were you aware of that?
Yes, that's all been rectified.
It's all been rectified?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
So yes, I ended up filing bankruptcy, so they should be paying and doing everything.
Okay,
so I got
cool.
a case date, everything.
Okay,
Okay.
good deal.
Good
All
for
right.
you guys. Yes, good for
Yeah,
you.
all right,
And then
cool.
and that's why we're out here. We're just trying to, help folks out and provide value, because a lot of folks don't know there's options for them
True.
actually to stay in the house and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I'm glad you guys,
Yeah, I didn't want to, but I did.
yes, I mean, that's sometimes,
So, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
Well, thank you all for checking, though.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely. I appreciate your time.
Thank
You have a good one.
All
Good
right, I'm
afternoon.
gonna keep that paper just in case.
All right,
What if I
cool.
think about selling it?
There you go.
There
Yeah.
you go. You can do that too.
Y'all do that too?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We can come in here and
Yeah.
As is.
as is. No,
Ain't gotta
no,
fix up on.
no
No,
repairs,
no.
no anything.
Look, so we bought this hoarder house one time.
Mm-hmm.
When I mean hoarder house, I mean stuff stacked up to the ceiling.
Wow.
They literally had, the show Hoarders? You ever
Yeah.
seen it? Literally, that's a real thing. That's not a BS show. Like,
Oh wow.
I walk in this house, I'm just going, like, what is going on there? It's like, I found the cat. I pulled the cat out of a bunch of newspaper. I was like, it's like, did you know you had a cat? I didn't know.
Wow. Oh.
So we bought a hoarder house one time.
So just keep
It is.
just keep this in mind. No repairs, no closing costs to you, and sometimes even if you need help moving stuff out that you want to keep, we can actually come in here and help you. Move stuff wherever you need to move.
Really?
We can do all that stuff for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's whatever you need, honestly.
Okay. Is it a fee?
No, not at all.
Let's put it this way. We
I know y'all ain't
have
doing it for free.
No.
no.
Obviously, we are, with full transparency, we are investors,
Okay.
and if it comes to that point, the way we're gonna make some money is, coming in here, repairing
that.
the house, maybe, just depending on the exit strategy, We might
Okay.
have, that's the way we get paid, but
Oh.
nothing to you,
Right.
Oh,
right.
okay. So what do we got equity in the home? Will we
Hey,
get that?
even better.
Even better.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So will we get the equity out?
You can get some
Yeah.
equity out. Yeah,
So-
just depending on the numbers at hand.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
Okay.
So let me put it this way: we can buy a multitude of different ways,
Uh-huh.
and like my biggest thing is when we come in and talk to you, we want to do what's best in your situation.
Okay.
Sell it, whatever. I know you said you did bankruptcy,
Yeah.
so kind of mess with your credit and everything.
Yeah.
So
But eventually, when I come from under, I don't think I like the area, the home, but sometimes just the repairs can get a little overwhelming.
oh, definitely.
So
I know.
sometimes with the kids moving out and going, I might just decide apartment.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah.
leave that on.
I got you. Yeah.
So yeah.
I got 2 daughters, so trust me, I know.
Let me go grab one of our cards, Dakota, so I can give it to her.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, that's what we do though. We bought hoarder homes. We bought homes that look like they should be bulldozed over.
Yeah. But I've seen,
So-
are y'all the ones that like paint the bricks white or anything like that?
That's a pretty common thing, honestly, with all investors.
Oh, really? So they
Yeah.
paint it white. So
It's a
that's rental.
style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a
Because I've
style,
noticed when
honestly.
you look at them online or you go in and look at them, they're so nice on
Mm-hmm.
the inside. Like, oh wow, you done took a, like you said, a hoarder home
Mm-hmm.
and flipped it like it's amazing.
hmm
So yeah, so I like it.
Yeah, so like I
Okay.
said, we do all kinds. Whatever your situation is, we'll do what's best for you.
Okay.
the end of the
Okay.
What's your number, Dakota, real quick?
403
403
2511.
2511. That's 901.
Okay.
We all local, you know that.
So that's
okay.
me here at the front. I'm Sal, and I put also
okay.
Dakota's number on the back.
On the back.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna keep this too.
Yeah.
All right.
definitely.
Yeah. About another, I don't know how long I'll be under here, 6, 7 years.
Well, so let's put it this way. I know you said you had your bankruptcy, which it being your credit, we all know that. So if you actually just needed cash to say like put down on an apartment or maybe another home, depending on the number, we can actually make that kind of work in your favor.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
like I said, we know how to buy different ways, not just buying like a house out straight
And
up
then you
cash.
come.
Right.
Okay, okay.
So
Oh, wow.
it's also like this one lady, she lost her job making not making much. I think she's making like 40,000. She got
Right.
into pre-foreclosure, and then we came in and she said, "Hey, look, I just got this new job making 74,000 a year."
Okay.
She showed us multiple pay stubs. She'd been there about a month. We're
Okay.
like, "How can we help you?" She's like, "Save my home." So we actually bought the home from her.
Oh.
And then we actually put it in, rent is technically what it is.
That's what I was going to say. That's what she was, okay.
Right. And gave her an option to buy within so many years. So
Oh.
if she didn't want, like,
That's better
if
than
I remember
bankruptcy.
correctly, it
Exactly.
was like 3.
You
It was
don't
like
destroy
3
your
years.
credit.
Yeah, and it rebuilds your credit
Yeah.
too.
So you would have gotten caught up on the back house
Right.
and on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Oh, wow.
we gave her, I think, if I remember correctly, it was 3 years. Yeah, it was 3 years. 3 years, she has the option to buy back the home if she wants it. If not, she goes on, does whatever she does,
And nothing to her credit or nothing.
Nope.
right.
Oh, wow.
So
That was better than bankruptcy then.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh, there's multitude of ways. We do a thing called sub 2 as well. That's where we take over the mortgage payments type of deal. We do seller finances depending on how much equity you got on your home. We could actually pay you over time in your equity after we done bought the house.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's whatever
It's
fits
comfortable.
you,
Right.
helps you. That's what I like to
Oh, well, I wish I would have known that for bankruptcy.
do. Yeah, well, I came up last time, but you was working, so
know,
I get
right?
it. I
I be
get
over
it.
on that computer like, so yeah.
I get it. I get
Oh,
it.
and then when it started getting closer to the date, you panic. And so when you panic, it was like,
Let me go
to
just
the
file,
easiest
yeah.
way. Let me
Yeah,
roll.
yeah.
And so she was like, yeah, you got it. We got your case number here. You're done. But I was like, ooh, that's all I want. I wanted. But I didn't
Yeah.
know it was that many options.
Oh, there's all kinds of things. Like you ain't even got to sell. Like you could have done a loan mod too.
But see, I tried that with my house people, and they didn't want me to do that.
Who your mortgage?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Why not?
Why? Like what? What?
Well, they were just telling me. I know what she did. I just didn't qualify, and I think I have to read the paperwork what she said. But I don't know if it was something with either the equity, not the equity, but it was some ratio she gave me because I wrote it down on some paper.
Income
over
to
there.
debt ratio.
Well,
Is that
I want
probably
to
it?
say they ran it as well too. But no, I don't think it was the debt ratio. It was something else. She explained it to me, and I wrote it on the paper. But yeah, they did deny me though.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I was trying, but they was like, no, but we couldn't approve you, and I'm like, why not? If I'm trying to stay in the home or whatever. So, but yeah, I have to
I mean,
look at it.
you could also just refinance the home too.
But
you did get pinged for the loan mod too. So.
right. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then probably my credit score it's horrible too.
I got
Probably like 5 something. And I think now for refinance they want like 600 and something.
Yeah.
About so like 640 somewhere around there.
Yeah. So it was horrible. My
They didn't
score.
suggest an FHA loan or anything like that.
And the FHA, that's fixed, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's what I already had.
Yeah, generally
yeah.
everybody does. You get a few
Okay.
variable rates, and a lot of investors played with back in '08.
Okay.
Everybody was getting variable rates. Well,
Uh-huh.
when it crashed, variable rates, they jump up and down like stock markets.
Right.
Everything went down. Guess what? Every banks were like, "Hey, we need that money."
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they surely did, but okay. Yeah, I guess I should have.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So look, I know you're busy working. I'm gonna let you get back to work. You're hardworking, single mom.
Yes.
I'm the
So I
son
got
of a single mom, so I totally get it.
Yes. So I got 2 of them out. I got another one getting ready to leave out for college January. So it just leaves
Congratulations.
2. So.
See, I got 2 daughters,
So,
a
yes.
5 and 11.
Oh yeah. And I mean, because I need repairs and things. I mean,
Yeah.
we haven't did anything to the house when we moved over here in '02, so we
Yeah.
need everything. So yeah,
I
that's why I
got
was
you.
trying to hopefully get like a refinance and get some equity out
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to fix up on it. And then at first, when we were all here, it was just getting too small.
Yeah.
So it's like a single. I think it's maybe 1, 2, 3. So we made one of the rooms a bedroom, so like a 3-bedroom. But the older we get, you need more space, and we don't have as much space. So the only thing that I'm liking is the backyard. It's big enough. So
I got you.
so yeah, but yeah, and I've been just thinking like, oh, do I want to sell it? But I guess right now under bankruptcy, I have to wait until I'm finished, and then.
Well, I don't know. I might get in trouble for saying this one. Whatever helps you out, though. But let us be your guiding light, is what I'm saying.
Okay, look, I'm gonna have to look into this weekend and think about it too. Because
Alright,
I
cool.
think the meeting of the creditors, I think it's like the 20th or 21st.
Okay.
So okay, I'm gonna
Now,
look into it.
if you do want to like really think about it, and it's really an option for you, what we can do is actually set up, some time. Just some time where we can actually come here sit down and
Yeah.
understand it, run some numbers, run different situations, scenarios, to what is the best option for you. That's pretty
Okay.
much what we want to do.
Okay,
Really
okay.
put everything out there, and you say, hey, you know what? I love this option here.
Okay.
So just keep it in mind,
Yeah, I will. So yeah, and so I'll just call this number here, this
Yeah.
one back right here.
So
Okay.
I'll do you one better. You mind if we just call up and check on you maybe like a week or 2 now and just
Yeah,
say, hey,
that's fine.
how's everything going?
Okay.
Alright. You got the last name, I see.
Yes. I didn't want to change nothing.
Alright, cool.
Licenses, social
Yeah.
security.
Oh, yeah. I feel you.
Big hassle, right?
Yes, it is. I was like, just leave me with the last name. That's it. Get out
go.
and leave me with the last name. So yeah, okay, yeah, do that. I'm gonna think about it.
All right.
Nice meeting you both. Thank you so
No
much.
Take care,
problem.
Miss
So
Mars.
take care and have a blessed night.
You do the same. Thank you so much.
right.
Get back on that grind.
I know, that's what I'm
So there you have it, guys. Conversation here with this homeowner. Again, excuse all these weird camera angles, but we don't want to put a camera, to a person's face. They are already going through a tough enough time, and we just don't want to do that.
Yeah, on top of that, this is live in the field stuff. If you're watching this, you probably already figured it out real quick. you know, some people, they don't even want to be on camera to begin with. So that's another thing. But that conversation, that was a very good conversation. Very nice lady. She already had her thing figured out. And from what you could hear, like she even said she got scared towards the end of it. Like here we are like 3 days out from it.
Panicked.
So, and I actually, let's see, I knocked this person back, let's see, according to this, the 10th of this month. So I hadn't had a chance to really get back out here because of other doors, other people. And, you know, maybe if I had gotten out here a little quicker, I could have saved her from her bankruptcy even earlier, which, I mean, it falls on me, but I'm just one guy out here doing the thing. Which kind of brings me up on another point. Anybody that wants to be out here doing this type of stuff, feel free to call me up. And we'll talk about the deal or just like what you got to do to be a door knocker or whatever, man. Because we are always constantly trying to, an LLC. But we're always constantly out here trying to help folks.
Also, what I would say, this person that we just talked to, we kind of explained different scenarios of instead of her having to file for bankruptcy the way she did, she was like, you know, after we explained several scenarios of options for her, that we could come in here and buy the house, you know, and she could actually, you know, make some money off of the house. If you notice, Dakota, what she said, I wish you guys would have come earlier, you know?
Yeah.
And so if you're a homeowner out there and, you know, there's people approaching you, and I know there's going to be a lot of people calling you, you know, hey, let me buy your house and let me buy your house. But there are people out there like myself, Dakota, and also our mentor, Greg Clark here in Memphis, that we're actually coming out here with trying to help you guys out, you know, like just all we're asking for is an ear, you know, to kind of like listen and see how, you know, you can benefit from this also, instead of just, you know, going the worst case scenario, which ultimately is pretty much either bankruptcy where you destroy your credit completely, or pretty much the bank picking up your property, you know, not making any money and still destroying your credit ultimately.
Or just losing your house altogether.
Exactly.
I mean, like I said, I come up there, I gave this lady a bunch of options how she could keep her house. Her credit was bad, so we actually said, hey, we could actually buy the home and give you the option to buy the home back at a certain amount of time. But that's just one method. You know, there's 1,000 different methods we could actually do to help you out. And it's not like we're just like exchanging cash hand over fist right there in front of each other. This is all through title companies,
attorneys.
Exactly. It's all done legally.
All legit.
It is legit as it could be. Memphis drivers. It is legit as it could obviously be. I guess a little background on me. I am a full-time electrician, and I'm also in the union. And I'm also a single dad with 2 kids, 2 daughters to be exact. This may be the same area. I can't remember, but if it is, this was actually a local union guy who was an apprentice.
Okay.
If this is the right area, I'm thinking it is. But yeah, that's just a little background of me, and what's created my success is just consistency. It's like I'm out here doing it pretty much every day, and it might be only for an hour to 2 hours, but I make time for this dream. I make time to come out here and help these people. And like, I guess what I'm getting into is my biggest, it's like what we call the why. My biggest why is I want to make affordable housing for people out here in Memphis so they don't have to deal with this stuff.
That's awesome.
I want to make an actual, remember Crocodile Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of my big idols. I want to make an actual wild habitat for children to come in, actually like interact with these animals, see the beauty of nature, and just show them your dreams can come true. You can do the things you want to do.
That's awesome, man.
Another big thing is like I got picked on a lot for being fat as a kid, so anti-bullying campaign is one of the big things on my list. So those are my big things. I'm going to use real estate as the vehicle to do it.
There you go.
Well, if it is, an investor has gotten a hold of it.
Mm-hmm. They're remodeling.
Yeah, you can see the paint on the walls.
New roof.
Yeah, let's see. So, I do know... Now, I do know this is under an LLC. Let's see. I ain't got that good of a picture there. Yeah, wow.
Is it?
When the Google took the picture, even it looks the same, minus the dumpster. Okay, so, this guy is under an LLC, so obviously this way there's nobody home. Just to kind of explain like what investors do, stuff like that. And we can check this out if you want.
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Yep. Before it gets too dark or nothing like that.
So we're gonna stop here and take a look at this property. Try to figure out what's going on with this house here.
So you can see this code enforcement thing right here. But he's actually going to foreclosure. It's under an LLC, so we can have some pretty successful luck. We have ways where we can actually find them, because what happens is a lot of LLCs is that people do them themselves. And when they do them themselves, you can actually look up the LLC and goes by, I don't say Kennedy. Kennedy is the guy who owns the LLC of some LLC, and he's the one who did all the documentation. So then I'm like, oh, I could skip trace him, call him up and say, hey man, I'm trying to help you, save you your home or whatever. But
So what do you think could be happening with this house here? Because it seems that they started like a rehab on it. Kind of has like a semi-new roof, painted and stuff. You think maybe this guy ran out of money and, couldn't finish it and stuff? Now he's up for foreclosure?
yeah, so I think you hit the nail on the head, because on my list there's 3 properties this week on there, and I look back, there's like 3 other properties. He probably took out what's called a hard money loan and was maybe going to flip it or maybe buy and hold it and then sell it. Well, a lot of people that's been in the flipping game, when it gets cold, a lot of people are not really buying. So in this situation, he could have took a hard money loan out and didn't pay up when it was supposed to be paid
Crept
back.
up on him, not being able to finish. And then hard money loan folks, they're expensive. They're like the interest you pay on them. Your numbers have to be like right on point. If not, they'll eat you up like quick. And maybe this is probably what happened to this person here.
Yeah. And just judging from my construction experience, a lot of the stuff's pretty old sitting out here. So these guys, they definitely didn't come through the front door because of all the leaves. There's some new stuff, but there's a lot of things going on here.
There's still a spot over there where not even finished, also up there.
Yeah, up in the attic and everything. So here's another little trick we could find out. Let's see. So you can find the meter. Oh, okay. probably been sitting here for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
His meter's
Somebody
busted.
broke into it.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
That looks like a new box, isn't it?
Yeah. So probably what happened here is that they probably wanted to turn on the power. They couldn't turn on the power. And they probably broke it thinking they could take it off when that's still all in there. Jesus. Good grief almighty. Yeah, you look at all the stuff around here. None of this stuff looks rather new or nothing. So
Yeah, it seems like they kind of like stopped and
yep.
it's been on a pause for a while now. Look at this.
Yep. On top of that, you know those HGTV shows that came out? Everybody watching those like, hey, let's go do this.
Yeah. It's really easy.
Yeah.
Come to find out that it's not that easy.
Yep.
That's the proof right there.
Yep. Stuff like that happens all the time. So if you want to help prevent your risk of something like that, honestly, take the time to find you a mentor and show you the ropes. Someone that's been doing it for a while.
Yep, that's the best way.
I had this one lady talking to her. She originally thought she was, I think she said she'd been doing it for a year. Did quite a few flips and made some money. Well, talking to her recently, she had I think 7 flips going on, lost them all.
Ooh. 7 flips.
Lost every last one of them.
Not fun.
Let's see. Yeah, see, there's another one, same guy. I think we got time to hit one more before
we call it a wrap.
Well, before it gets too dark.
Yeah.
You know. Start getting dark super early now.
Turn right onto Cherry Road.
So yeah, guys, we're out here in beautiful Memphis. Believe it or not, because it is beautiful.
Turn right onto Cherry Road.
So it's kind of getting chilly now. The days are shorter. Gets dark a lot quicker. So we don't want to be out here also, you know,
For half a mile.
very dark, knocking on people's doors. They kind of get freaked out as it is. Much less, you know, a complete stranger coming to their door, you know, when it's dark.
Yeah.
Also not so safe, you know, for us.
Yeah. Like I said, every city has its good and bad areas, honestly. You talk to any of the locals, they all say bad stuff about it. But realistically, when I think about it, I think it's a mindset thing. Honestly, like I said, I've been in the worst parts of the city.
Turn left onto Rhodes Avenue.
I've been in the best parts of the city, and I have some of the best conversations of the friendliest people in the worst part of the city.
True.
And I mean,
And then sometimes you go to the best parts of the city and just people can also be like really douchebags, you know.
oh,
Turn
right
left
on.
onto
Flip you out and, you know, cuss you out and, you know, F off and all this crazy stuff. But hey, this type of work, you know, that we're doing, you're going to run into all sorts of situations, or you got to have, you know, thick skin. You got to, you know, not let stuff like that bother you. If not, I mean, you won't be able to do it. Period.
Yep, especially if you have a problem talking to people, which, believe it or not, I did. Like I said, I do construction, so everybody knows construction people. What do? They're blunt, straight to the point, and love to curse. So, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still rather blunt, but I've been out here, done it enough,
Continue on Rhodes
and
Avenue
I
for
just
1
sat there
mile.
and did it. That's the main thing is you gotta make yourself uncomfortable to get what you want where you want to be.
True. And I think, Dakota, it's like anything else, man. There's some people that have just natural abilities to talk and to be out there, and some of us, you just got to develop them like anything else. Any job, that you're first training and you're first doing, it's by doing that you actually learn, that you actually get better. Kind of like also like the gym, if you go for the first day at the gym or whatever, don't expect to lift what a guy that's been in there for a bunch of years, it's going to lift. It just doesn't happen that way. So this work or any other job, it's pretty much the same. You got to like put the reps in, kind of like everybody else does.
Oh, another big thing is, people, for some reason, people care about what other people think. Me, I'm the exact opposite. I learned very on not to care what other people think. Because a simple story is, it's like your mom tells you, hey, don't put your money in the bank. And, banks steal your money and everything. It's true to a point, but look at their situation. Are they doing better than what you're doing? Are they rich?
True.
So the main point of what I'm saying is get around the people that where you want to be at or be even better at. That's the people you want to hang around. And it might not be the first person you meet. It might not be the second, third, fourth, fifth. It might be the 1,000th person you meet. Just depending on how much you care about it.
I've read some books, Dakota, that that are for personal development and stuff. And all these guys, most of them say, you want to be successful, you want to, grow, mature in what you're doing. Hang out with people that are smarter than you.
Mm-hmm.
True. I mean, it's like if you hang out with people that are less smart than you, how are you going to learn? How are you going to grow?
Exactly.
So you want, let's say, people to hang out with you that are looking up to you to learn and stuff. That's awesome. But if you yourself, are looking to grow, hang out with people that, they're doing bigger things. They're out there, just killing it. So that's what Dakota's saying. Hang out with people that'll help you grow and mature.
Yep. And that is, I would say that's probably the number one big thing is get your mind right, but don't sit on your hands. Go out there and do it as well. And mess it up. And then come back to your group of friends like, I messed this up. How do I fix that? And it's okay, man. Like, it's fine. That's just how you grow and learn. Learning new skills is always tough, but anything worth your time that you're trying to develop, it's just how it is. Pay the piper. But
In a quarter mile,
yeah, man. Door knocking's my name in game, and pre-foreclosures is what I specialize in. I love it. I love talking to people. I love helping people. I see all new parts of the city, good and bad. I've seen people who are like at the top of their game or at the bottom of their game, and
turn left onto Park Avenue.
it's a very interesting thing, and I don't want my kids to sit there and go,
Continue on Park
well,
Avenue
Dad
for
died.
3/4
What did he
of a
do?
mile.
Oh, he's just a grumpy electrician. No, I want my kids to be like, yeah, my dad, he helped people by saving their homes. He managed to make money and provide for us. And he taught us a valuable lesson on just being humble and helping folks. And there's good in the world. There's none of this bad stuff. That's what I want my kids, because those are the only two people that I actually care about their opinion.
That's awesome, man. And I think that's true. It's about leaving a legacy, for those behind. That because one of these days, we're all leaving this world, and it would be great to say, like Dakota has been saying here, for you to be remembered as somebody, that did good, pretty much. So yeah, guys, we are in late November here in Memphis, and like I said, the days are getting shorter. So we're probably just going to hit up maybe one more door, Dakota, and call it a wrap for today.
Yeah, we're going to hit this one door, and I'm going to call it a wrap then I go pick up my kids.
Cool.
Like I said, full-time dad.
I've got two myself, man. 23-year-old, 22-year-old.
Good grief.
Both and the university, their last year of they're getting their masters, man. So I'm a proud dad, but a very proud dad.
Make sure y'all see that, kids.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. My oldest,
Street for 3
she straight up told me she didn't want to go to school. Or like a
I'm gonna
college.
interrupt you real quick,
Okay,
man.
go ahead.
You guys see this River Records here? This is a staple of Memphis. Do you know the story that happened there, man?
I do
Are
not.
So the owner there, Mr. Jerry, which most of Memphis, knows him, and that record store has been there for forever. Sad, man, what happened there. This guy, very, very, just humble guy, like beautiful guy, man, in this character and stuff. They murdered him in there.
Really?
Yep, some, just crazy folks went up in there and just pretty much just murdered him, man. And it was sad, man, because I used to go with one of my daughters there. One of my daughters loves collecting like vinyl and stuff. And we used to go there and I used to buy stuff for her, man. Mr. Jerry always took care of us, and when I learned about that news, it just broke my heart. But yeah, man, sorry to interrupt you, man, but I just wanted to get the shot before we crossed.
It's cool, man. You can actually get a really cool shot of, we're actually close to the university.
To the
right
university, yep. So yeah, we're here on Highland, and this is Southern, yeah.
here. What's funny is I actually did the slab work for one of the student housings over here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. That was a very interesting job just because we're out here on a slab, there's nothing in sight, and the guy's like, hey, y'all gotta wear a hard hat. I'm like, what's gonna fall on my head, a plane?
So yeah, guys, so here we are on Highland, and if you see all this area here, they redid all these little buildings here, which pretty much cater to the
Turn left onto
university
Mainland
for the college students and stuff. So they made it really nice here.
Oh yeah, and those apartments right there you can see in the corner, that gray building, I did all those too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Cool, man. So yeah, if you
Nice.
drive in there, that's the University of Memphis over there.
Yeah,
Turn
these
left onto
These
Mainland
apartments
Avenue.
here?
Yep,
Then
I
turn
did those.
right onto Ellsworth Street.
So you did the electrical here?
Mhm.
Okay, cool, man. At the Highland Row.
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 10 years now, so I've done a lot of stuff around Memphis and Chiska Hotel, a crap ton of apartments. I've done some stadiums, I've done a nuke, I've done some big steel plants. I've done all
Turn right
kinds of
onto
crazy
Ellsworth
stuff in
Street.
electric
Then your
work.
destination will be on the left.
Turn home. Some of this left. Kooky. Yeah, so this is just my Google map. We actually
Your
use a thing
destination is on the
called Badger. That is a system that we use for this, and simply put, is that when we take it off the actual the data, Memphis Daily News is where we get it from. We take it and we actually throw it in this, and it'll actually put the houses right there. You can hit Google, it'll map you out to exactly where it goes, and we can put other information like auction dates start at this, and this is the last time they get it. And we can put in notes like saying, hey, we've talked to whoever, and this is what their deal is.
What's it called again, then?
Badger.
Badger.
Yeah.
There you go,
Badger.
guys. Golden nugget right there.
Yeah, now, if you're a new person and you're just trying to get in the game and you ain't got no money, that's completely fine. When I first started, what I legitimately did was I printed out the list, and then I sat there and I went to what I used, DriveQuest, and I would just print out whatever was the new house of that week or that day, whatever. I'd put them all out there, and I could change it to where I can actually MapQuest. That's it, MapQuest.
MapQuest.
DriveQuest, Jesus. Anyway, MapQuest, and I could actually see where the houses were. I could move them into a better route, anything like that. And that's how I would know to go here, 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 here.
Instead of just going all over the place randomly.
Right, because you're going to be driving around a lot. You're going to be trying to figure it out. That's okay. You're trying to learn it. But that's what I first started doing, and that's how I got my first deal within... So I started back in February. I got my first deal my first month.
Awesome, man.
So I do about one a month, sometimes two. And we're still on the slow parts of it. We're always trying to amp up, and we can amp up more if we get more people. But now we made a little money, and we can actually afford like Badger.
There you go.
Things like that.
So are you guys still hanging out at Mondays?
Mondays. We were doing that door knocker meet, and it just got to the point where it was getting so deadly slow. So we kind of cut it off for right now.
Okay.
But we're actually working on a community for Facebook. It's still in the works. Once it gets a little bit closer to time to it to be busted open, I'll definitely get a hold of you and say, hey, this is Door Knocker. We'll be hosting like weekly videos, Zoom videos about how to do deals. We'll break down deals for you, things like that. And I mean, the main thing about it is, man, just do the work.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Do the legwork. That's what it is.
Yep. Let's see, just trying to find it. And the reason why I like to look it on here is because a lot of time they're gonna be like, oh no, I'm not in foreclosure. You get that a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, I mean, like maybe my information's wrong, and then I show them right there. It's like, but
what does Pace and Jamil call it, man? Ostrich head syndrome.
yeah,
Where they pretty much put the head inside the sand and don't want to realize that the situation is true.
Right.
And it's not going away by itself.
And honestly, there's different approaches. Like I said, I'm a blunt guy, so I like to just rip the Band-Aid off. Like, this is what's up.
Yep.
This is what's going on. Some people are like, don't say it. I'm like, why not?
It's what's going on. It's,
Face your
reality of the situation.
Yep.
See, these are the type of houses also that we knock at. So let me put the camera away real quick here. Because again, guys, like I said, I don't want to put cameras in front of people's faces. See, this house says it's in the historic district, built in 1925.
Yeah.
It's a nice
cool
house.
house. Really cool looking house. I bet you this house has plaster walls.
Oh yeah.
There,
All these homes, plaster walls.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, man, I used to install security systems for ADT,
Yeah.
and these were the worst, man. Like trying to run wires through these walls, man.
Yeah.
Ooh. Because once you poke a hole in the plaster, dude, that thing just falls apart, and you have to do all sorts of patchwork and stuff.
Yep.
Not fun. But yeah, guys, we're out here knocking on this door, and a lot of the times, either people will not be home, or a lot of the times they'll peek through the window and they don't want to open the door, Like I said, folks are going through a hard situation and don't want to deal with it at, this specific moment in time. But things can change.
Yep. Things can definitely change. You're going to hit a lot of doors. Nobody's going to answer. Nobody will even be there. We'll be a little nosy. Let's see. I got a cool little side door here too.
This is a really nice house, man. Yeah, it's got the driveway in the back.
But
yep. Yeah, you'll notice a lot of these homes, man, usually the driveway will be in the back.
yeah.
And sometimes most of the driveways, this one's pretty big, but most of the driveways you'll see that they're really like slim.
Ooh, chili about my chili chin chin.
Yep. So yeah, it's a chilly day here in Memphis, folks, today. What is it, like around 46 degrees maybe?
Yeah. So the reason why I put a note over there, not just the front door, is if they drive in and out of that back gate, I want them to see my note. So they might not ever use the front door. That's
true.
a real thing. You could see their car, put a note on the car as well. That's just some of the other tricks of the trade that you can do. And depending on how close they are to the foreclosure, maybe you can never catch them at home. You could talk to the neighbors. Maybe they know the neighbor. The neighbor might know what's up. Now, don't just straight up go, hey, they're in foreclosure, I'm trying to buy their house. Don't do that. That's when you kind of got to be a little subtle with it. Like, hey, look, do you know your neighbor next door? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's Tim. He works at night. I was like, oh dang, really? Well, hey, look, he's kind of going through some stuff right now, and I've been trying to catch him, and he won't pick up a phone call or nothing like that. Do you happen to have another number? And hey, sometimes
You'll be surprised. Yeah, you'll be surprised that folks, they'll cooperate and give you their number and stuff.
Or they'll just straight up like, hey, here's my number. Do you mind giving it to them? Like, oh yeah, sure, man. Like literally, I knocked the door 3 to 4 times. Couldn't get anybody to ever answer. Come to find out, he worked night shift. I never could get him to answer. Then he finally calls me back. Hey man, I need help. Yep, I'm saying.
That's how it goes, guys. That's how it goes.
So now that's going to be, think about a $30,000 deal. So it's really, when you think about it, it's like it's 30,000. So if I make 30,000 just off of one deal, now obviously it's not just me. There's other people involved, so they get a bigger portion as well. But just think, even if you did it by yourself and you made 30,000, that's more than what most people make in a year.
Yep.
Especially here in Tennessee. So it's just like, what would you rather do like this? Like, yes, I'm still working my full-time job. I'm working my way out of it. Like I said, I'm out here in the field. This is what I do. I'm working my way up my own ladder and my own skills. So that's why I'm doing this part. At some point, I am going to be like the guy just out here doing it myself. I've been making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then I'm going to quit being an electrician and then
go full blast on real estate.
Yeah, me and Sal, we're going to be selling houses.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, one of these deals, guys, can really change your life, guys. I've done wholesale deals. I remember when I did my first wholesale deal, Dakota, it was a $15K check, man. 15K check. Like, you see it and it's like, wow. Like, you freak out, man. But that's the power of real estate, of hustling, of putting your emotions, behind you. Don't let your emotions get, like in your way. Like, go for it, guys. It's out there for everybody. Whoever's willing to put in the work,
Let's see. Hi. Rob. Oh yeah, sorry about that. You do have the wrong number then, okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right, take care now.
You.
Bye. Damn,
Okay.
I thought we had a call back. Oh well. Like I said, you get that too.
Yeah. You see, we were expecting for it to be one of the notes that we left. So a lot of the times, if people don't answer the door like right that moment and you can't talk to them, we leave these notes for people to call. And a lot of the times, you drive the house and you're still out there knocking, and you'll get a phone call. Hey, somebody left a note in my house, and from there, you go into explaining who you are and why you left that note. But that's also part of how this works,
Yep. So The method I
At the
use
next stop
is
sign, turn right.
on my notes. I say, "Hey, it's Jack here to help." So what usually happens, I get a call, but like, "Hey, I got a sticky note on my door from a guy named Jack, or a girl maybe." He's like, "Oh yeah, Jack. That's one of the people on my team, and he helps me out with the door knocking. My name's Dakota. How can I help you?" Well, I'm mostly seeing what this is about. I go, "Oh yeah. So what we do is we actually come out there trying to give people options to help them keep them in their home when they're going through hard times with the bank."
At the stop
And
sign, turn right onto Central Avenue.
It kind of
Turn left onto
goes
South Highland Street.
two ways. Either like, "Oh yeah, like I really need help," or be like, "Nah, it's taken care of," or well, actually three ways, or be like, "I don't know what you're talking about," but like, "Well, there's like a foreclosure, pre-foreclosure situation." They're like, "Are you aware of that?" It's like, "Oh, maybe not."
At the traffic lights, turn left onto South Highland Street.
So the reason why I say Jack on there is because I had an instance where I left a note and a guy like called me back, threatened to kill me, cussed me out, all that stuff, and it kind of bugged me. I'm not gonna lie, but also being an electrician, it made my anger tip over, and we just kind of had a yelling match over the phone. So to edge it off, it throws them off because they want to yell at the guy who came to their door. So I say, "Yeah, Jack's just like one of the guys that helps me." So you can say they sound a little angry still, but they're not like, "Motherfucker," you know.
Because they know it was you, you know.
Right.
So let's just put it on Jack. Hey man, Jack's a good guy. Don't cuss him out.
Yeah. So Jack and Ashley, those are the two people I use. Those are my evil little twins.
The minions.
Yeah, those are my minions. But no, realistically, it's just me. You know, like I said, I'm just like, I have no ill intent towards anybody, and I'm just trying to help people. But anyway, back to the conversation. I'll carry the conversation on to like, how can I help them? What have you actually done to take care of this problem? I have to ask these important questions about it, because if I'm just spouting off random knowledge, yeah, it makes me seem a little more professional to an extent, but how many times does your parents tell you something and they just kind of go auto mode?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just talking at you.
And especially since they're going through this hard situation, Dakota, I would say a lot of these folks already are kind of like zoned out, you know, because they're stressed out their minds and just going through this tough time, and a lot of times, you know, you might say all sorts of stuff, and it's like it's coming in through one ear, leaving out through the other.
Exactly. And on top of that, what also sets me apart from other people is that they literally get phone calls, people knocking on the doors like, "Hey, I want to buy your house. Sell me your house." That's all they're saying, and it's just like, why aren't you helping me? I'm trying to do something. So that's why I set myself apart. And like, if I don't get a deal out of it, that's fine. That's perfectly cool with that, because what has actually happened is that we had a guy who was going through pre-foreclosure, and the guy actually threatened to shoot me in the head.
Ooh.
And talking to him, had him calm down, and it was around Christmas time, and the guy was like, "Well, what can I do?" I said, "Well, man, this is back at COVID too. So, man, they were just giving out. I told them they were just giving out all these forbearance agreements. Do that to at least hold you over through Christmas, because nobody wants to deal with that, you know." So he did that, and he ended up selling the deal to us. So then we ended up flipping the property and making a huge amount of money. Another time was talk to the person that did a loan mod because they wanted to keep themselves in the house, and they had no idea what to do, say, or think about it. They did the loan mod, and after a couple months, they were just like, "Hey, look, man, I did this loan mod. I can't really still keep up with the payments. I think I just want to sell it, man. Since you helped me out, would you buy it?" Yeah. You know, it's a long game, man. That's what it is.
True.
So that's another big part of doing this type of stuff is follow up, consistency, lead with value, be different than everybody else. And that's going to be your key main
lane
elements.
to turn left onto South Woodland Street, then turn right
Good
onto
stuff,
Poplar
good stuff,
Avenue.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, do you remember that Hispanic guy that you knocked?
Yes.
And then that I followed up?
Yep. First one.
Dude, this guy, they really messed up this guy. So what happened, this guy bought the property off of somebody who owned it off of Craigslist, man.
Really?
So he paid somebody that just said, hey, I have this property for sale. I think this guy paid $8,000 for the property. And I think the guy that supposedly was selling the property, they had quit claim deed the property to him. Mm-hmm. But the property still had like a bunch of arrears where it still had a mortgage.
Yeah.
So this poor Hispanic guy, man, didn't know, of course, all of that. He just gave him $8,000 cash and, moved inside the property. So this guy fixes up the property really nice. If you remember, the property was pretty nice.
Yeah.
This guy fixes up the property only to find out that he's getting foreclosed on now. And we tried to help this guy. Dakota went out first and knocked, and because this guy spoke only Spanish, he called me and I reached this guy. And at first, I was trying to help him out, and he said he had been receiving like all these notes from foreclosure, hey, you need to pay your arrears and stuff. But because it was the lack of knowledge, he didn't know what was going on. It got to the point where when I talked to him at first, he kind of like didn't want to talk to me at first and kind of like said, no, I don't think that's me. I don't think that's my situation. And I'm like, there's, a notice, that you're going to get foreclosed on such and such date. They're going to come and let you know, hey, somebody bought the house. You need to, vacate the property. And it seemed like if he didn't kind of like believe me at first, because really didn't understand what was going on. But I kept on following up with him, and it got to a point, where he actually let me sit down with him and talk to him and stuff. And by the time like I sat down and tried to talk with the bank, didn't want to talk to me. They couldn't speak Spanish, so they couldn't talk to him. The property actually wasn't, in the guy's name. Mm-hmm. And it still had the mortgage from the other people. Dude, it was a mess, man. This guy pretty much, called me with the actual letter, such and such company has bought your property. You have 30 days to vacate.
Yeah.
And it was really messed up, and I really felt really bad for this guy. His wife, his kids, they pretty much had to vacate the property. This guy invested, the $8,000 buying the property and fixing it up, So guys, don't get into situations like that. You always want to make sure you ask somebody that knows what they're doing. If you're buying property, you want to do title searches and stuff. That's what the title search is for. You want to make sure that whatever you're buying, has a clean title. And if it doesn't, you have to know what's messing up the title. So just be careful, guys out there.
Yeah, definitely. That everyone's risk tolerance is different. If you're not comfortable with it, I can get it to a point. And if you can't understand the situation and you don't feel comfortable, like maybe you need a little help, feel free to reach out to like me, Sal, or Greg, or anyone on our team, and we'll be glad to help with you. And we'll be glad to answer some questions, talk to you, and we can actually help you bring it across the finish line as well. But just like everybody, we'll JV on the deal, team up, and take care of it. That way, we'll bring you in closer and show you what's up. And that's what we like to do. We like collaboration instead of competition. for each
Exactly.
other.
There was this post that I read, man, that I really liked. It says, competition happens at the bottom, and what was it? I think it said success happens at the top, or
Yep.
or kind of like you said, collaboration happens at the top.
Yep.
So let's be at the top, guys. Not be at the bottom.
Yeah, because like my first deal, didn't know what I was doing, no freaking clue. Greg literally said, man, go knock doors. This is how you do it.
Get an appointment.
Yep, set an appointment up for me. I'm like, okay, cool. My first deal, I went and knocked the door, had a good conversation with her, and then I actually went back on a Sunday, and I was like, man, ain't nobody gonna want to answer doors for me, and just something inside me possessed myself to go out there and redo it. So I went out there, drove all the way out there. It was like a 45-minute drive. Knocked this one freaking door. And I talked to her, and simply I said, hey, I just come by checking on you. Is everything okay? It's like, yeah, it is. Like, is it really? And she just opened up and spilled her guts about everything, what was going on, the situation. Me, I'm just like, yeah. She's like, I know this is a lot of information. Is it okay? I said, no, it's perfectly fine. I don't know anything about real estate, but my partner does. Is it cool that we set up a meeting to actually helping you out better? She's like, I would love that.
That's the way to start.
Awesome.
That's the way to start.
And, the deal, man, there was so much stuff to learn on that deal, though. She forged a document about her owning the house. So we had to get her brothers, I think they were like stepbrother, something like that, if I remember correctly. They were the actual owners of the house. They didn't want nothing to do with the house. So it comes to a decision of, okay, well, she's wanting this much, he wants something, he wants something. So luckily, we just want to be done with it. That's what the end of it all. She wanted the money. That's cool. But that's where that number crunch is. How are you going to make the money? So they didn't want nothing to do with the property. They went ahead, signed everything. She was the actual problem. We said, hey, you signed the paperwork and everything saying that you want to sell the property. We'll give you money for your property and everything, but you do have to vacate. Have you found a place to actually go and stay? She basically dragged her feet the entire time. We even went out to try to find places for her, and she just steadily was just like being picky for some reason. It's weird. Anyway, so this lady got, I think, $5,000 in her pocket just to actually vacate the property. We call it cash for keys. She got $5,000 in her property, and she ended up walking away with a total of $15,000 total. The $5,000 was like, here's some money, go find your place. But yeah, she made $15,000 off her home. Doesn't sound like a lot. The thing is, she was so far behind. I think she was like 20,000 behind, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
So realistically, the deal that we made like 10,000 off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we made 10,000 off of it. So we made 10,000. She made 15,000. She made more money still. Got to save her credit. Got to save her situation. She got to go relive life anew. What she's doing now, I don't know. I haven't ran into her yet. But if I do, hey, maybe she'll remember. But hey, help me out.
There you go. And I think, guys, that is like the best scenarios when there's like a win-win, for everybody, man. Like you change somebody's, situation that was really not looking too good to, brighter. They can smile, they can, relax a little bit more and really know that you helped somebody out. So that was awesome, bud.
Yeah, that was my first deal. I got numerous deals under the belt. The second one, 3 brothers. Talked to one of the brothers. He's the one who's depressed about his dad passing, which was like about 5 years ago. He had another brother living on the property with him, but apparently they just were not on good terms. So when I mean not on good terms, like they literally did not talk to each other at all. How they made that work, I don't know.
Wow.
The third one lived in Phoenix, Arizona. So we reached out to the one in Phoenix. He's like, yeah, man, I knew this thing was coming up. He's like, yeah, we definitely want to sell. The other brother wanted to sell. The one brother eventually decided wanted to sell. But when I say drag through the mud, I mean drag through the mud. Come to find out, he was an alcoholic. We said, hey, man, we need to go actually take you somewhere to file for a bankruptcy, because he had to file a bankruptcy in order to actually keep the home where it was, because he kept dragging his feet. Like literally the deal should have really only took like maybe 2 weeks, but he literally dragged it out for almost 2 months.
Ooh.
So, and unfortunately he had to file bankruptcy for that, which he had already filed bankruptcy once before, and that way to get the auction stopped and actually get him his money. So the 3 brothers, they got $20K total. But the thing was, like, the one brother was out there and he was like, I'm good, I'm gone. You know, the other brother, he's not even there. So the one that's dragging his butt is steadily just like not doing anything.
Wow.
And we told him, we said, hey man, you can't get your money unless you vacate the property. The other brother was like, hey man, like I got my stuff out, can I get out? I was like, nah man, we can't. The terms say you all have to be out of the property.
Completely vacant.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so the other brother like start hauling stuff off with them, and we actually got in there and helped the dude haul stuff off, found him a storage unit and everything like that, just to help him out because he just wasn't moving. That property, we made, what was it? We made a total of 20 to 30K, if I remember correctly. It's been a minute now since I last looked at that one. But yeah, that was a good one.
That's awesome.
Let's see, it's 5:09, man.
Yeah, and it's already dark.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up for today. It's already starting to get, what is it? You said 5:09. It's already starting to get dark. If not, it's already dark outside. And so Dakota, it was awesome, man. This collab with you, going out and hustling, and just like I said, trying to help these folks out. Trying to see if we can make an impact in people's lives and just help out any way we can. And shout out to our mentor, Greg Clark, man. This guy is just all heart, man. This guy is just awesome, and we love you, Greg, man.
Love you, brother. Peace.
So, all right, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys learn from this. And if you guys need help with anything, any deal that you're having, that you're struggling with, give us a shout out. It's Dakota Whitehead here. I'm Sal Benavides. I'm a local realtor also here in Memphis, Tennessee. And we'll be more than glad to, partner up with you guys and help you out any way we can. So we are out for today.